Today's episode is sponsored by everyone who imitates this podcast. It's literally spot on. 2025 was a really meaningful year, sharing blood, life, and death in the same trench. Kim Jong-un to Putin for his New Year's greeting. Insert theme song here. This is the Daily Sarcast. I give you the news and maybe a laugh. I'm Lindsey and it's December 29th, 2025. Sorry there was no Daily Sarcast the past few days last week. It was Christmas and the holidays got the best of me and you're probably like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know what's going on in the news and I don't know anything about Lindsey's life. What were you going to do, right? Okay, well, I'm back, so don't worry anymore. So, Brigitte Bardot passed away. She was 91 years old. She made And God Created Woman and basically invented the mid-century sex symbol. She quit acting at 39 to focus on animal welfare, founding the foundation Brigitte Bardot, which has helped over 12,000 animals in 70 countries. She wasn't just about film. She was a fashion icon. She had messy hair, tight-knit tops, skinny pants, gingham skirts. People literally copied her every move. She even turned Saint-Tropez from a sleepy fishing village into the painfully fashionable hotspot that it is today. Her career was eclectic. She did comedies, a few serious films, La Vérité was her only good one in her own opinion, and even a Western. Hollywood never really happened though, but she didn't need it. Her later years were controversial, with political statements that kept the media busy, but she stayed fiercely devoted to her causes. A lot of artists make references about her in her songs. I mean, my favorite line is when Chappell Rowan sings, "She was a playboy, Brigitte Bardot." I'm going to stop singing obviously now, but that literally sums up her glamour, allure, a little chaos, and entirely unforgettable. NASA is planning to send astronauts around the moon in 2026. This is the sequel that nobody thought would actually happen. It's going to carry 4 astronauts on a roughly 10-day orbit mission. This is the closest that humans have been to the moon in over 50 years. The rocket and capsule have had a wild development history. This has been over a decade in the making. There's been a lot of budget issues, delays, and testing nightmares. And this will be the first time that humans will be riding it. So this is equally exciting, and also people are praying that nothing blows up. Literally. The crew are 3 seasoned astronauts, Reed Weissman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and one new guy, Jeremy Hansen from Canada. They recently did a full dress rehearsal, so at least we know that they can put on their suits without an issue. This mission won't land, but it's laying the groundwork for a trip in 2027, which aims for the moon's south pole. That's a much scarier terrain than Apollo's equator strolls. It's full of craters, shallows, and water ice. Basically, the perfect playground for nerds who like to dig in the coldest spots in the solar system. So if all goes according to plan, humans are orbiting the moon again next year. If not, well, NASA does have a long history of, Houston, we have a problem. CBS decided to delay a 60 Minutes report about deportees sent by the Trump administration to a Salvadorian prison called CCOT. The segment was controversial and had a lot of interviews with people who said they experienced torture and abuse. While CBS sat on it under new editor-in-chief Barry Weiss, who some critics say is more opinion than broadcast news, the segment found a second life online and started streaming in Canada. So basically, the story got out anyway. The report included Trump calling El Salvador's prisons great facilities, while Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem thanked El Salvador for helping incarcerate terrorists. Meanwhile, the journalists say the story was fully fact-checked and cleared, but the network held it, allegedly for context. Critics called it a political move and a potential kill switch on journalism. In total, 252 Venezuelans were sent to ECOT under Trump, and most were later released, and one man was mistakenly deported before being sent back to the U.S. So basically, CBS pressed pause on the story, Canada pressed play, and the story is still shocking, uncomfortable, and very much worth hearing. Okay, now for everybody's favorite part of the pod, Lindsey life update. So Christmas Day, I went on a date with this guy, and I told him I was going to the movies before with a friend. So I did the math for the movie. Like I looked up the runtime for the movie and it said it was 2.5 hours. So I like calculated what time the movie started with previews. And I was like, okay, so the movie will end at like 7:30. So I told him the movie will end at 7:30. And he said, okay, perfect. Like we'll meet at 8:30. Like I'll make an 8:30 dinner reservation. So I was like, okay, perfect. So go to the movies. By the way, it was Marty Supreme. So funny. I'm actually a little bit bitter about Kevin O'Leary being in it, and no one laughed. Okay, this is a total side rant, but if you saw it, and also if you have to know who Kevin O'Leary is. He's the guy from Shark Tank, and he's always like telling people like, I'm going to make you an offer. And in the movie, Kevin O'Leary says to Timothy Chalamet, I'm going to make you an offer. And literally no one laughed in the theater. I thought that was like the best line of the movie. Anyway, so the movie ends at like 7:00. And my friend and I go outside and I made like the dinner. Like I asked him if we could go to dinner like nearby in Williamsburg because that's where I saw the movie. And it'd be easy so I wouldn't be running late. So I texted him at 7:00 or like 7:15. Hey, the movie ended early. I can meet you sooner. And he thought that it was so funny that I texted him the movie ended early because obviously movies don't just like end early. They end when they're going to end after they're finished. I'm really bad at math. Thing of the week this week is the holidays. Right now, it's this weird in-between holiday hell that's in full swing. Christmas is over, New Year's isn't here yet, and somehow you're just stuck eating way too much all the time. You keep forgetting what day it is, you feel like garbage, but somehow you're still snacking. It's this perfect combo of excess, forgetfulness, and mild existential dread because you know that you have to go back to work soon. But don't worry, you'll be fully back in the office and officially human again by January 2nd. Cooking tip of the day, leftovers forever. Feedback, comments, questions, a nice Jewish boy looking for a date? Email me at Lindsey@thedailysarcast.com. Thanks so much for listening. Talk to you guys tomorrow.